Hello and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to all those who are new and welcome back to everyone who's been joining me on this journey. My name is Amaris. I also go by Glamorous by Amaris. If you can say the word glamorous, you can say Amaris. Before we even continue with this video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and just join the Glam Am fam, okay? It is a free way to help me out. And hello to all the new subscribers. I know I've gained a few in the last couple of weeks. So today we are going to throw it on back. We are in a new decade, everything is new, but in the makeup world, everything is just going so quickly. And I wanted to take the time to just kind of have a throwback video and just an appreciation for some older products that we all used to know and love and swear by. Some of you may still do. And just to pull them out of my drawers, out of their vaults, and give them the light of day. So we are going to play with some fun products. We're going to dig into some vintage Anastasia Beverly Hills product. We're going to dig into some Kat Von D Shade and Light, the Laura Mercier setting powder, and just so much more. So be sure to watch how I created this full face, okay? Very vintage, very 2015. It's crazy to say that that's vintage, but so many looks are just trending and changing, and I just wanted to throw it back a little bit. So I love you guys so much, and without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so let's start with the eyes, or excuse me, let's start with the eyebrows, okay? So I'm going to be using my Anastasia 20 dual-ended brush. First, I'm just taking my spoolie and brushing my wild brows into place. I have very wild brows. Okay, so before all the pencils and the dip brows and everything else, we had Anastasia brow powder, and this is the Ebony Duo, which I actually really still like this product. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dip in here, and I'm just going between the two colors, and I'm going to do my brows. So the only thing about like powder brows is the constant dipping that you have to do in the product. But that's okay, because this is a retro tutorial. Okay, and in true retro and today fashion, let me do this other brow and I will be right back. Wow, ta-da, watch out now. Okay, so my brows are on and done in full and all that jazz. While we're zoomed in, let's do the eyes first. So of course, no eyeshadow could be done without the infamous Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. I remember wanting this so bad when I first found out about primer potion, and I wish I still had the retro bottle that looked like a little genie stand bottle. This is so 2007, and I ordered it from some site that credited it to me, and I was so ignorant on credit. And I just thought it was my free gift, and long story short, my mom paid her little $20 for my primer potion, and she wasn't into makeup back then. I actually got her into makeup, so she didn't understand. So that's my story on primer potion. I feel like back in the day, it was a lot more white, but all I know is your eyeshadow was not done without a primer. Okay, so I'm just going to blend that in. I'm so excited to pull this next product out of the vaults. Oh, this is such a retro product. Oh my gosh. Is that dust or powder coming from it? That's so bad. This is the Anastasia and Amrezy eyeshadow palette. OMG. This is the first one. I'm purposely using this because I'm so excited for her next one that's coming out. Amra is such a sweet lady. I do not know her personally, but I love that she's actually interactive with her fans on Instagram. I know there's been a few times I've complimented her, said something like "go girl" underneath her pictures, and she'll like it and she'll thank you. So I like that she seems really sweet. Yes, this product is so 2015. I don't even know when it came out, but this is so early Instagram. Oh my goodness, and I love it. And thank God it's powder because this is so old, but I'm gonna go ahead and dip into this. And of course, hold on, with the retroness going on, I'm using the MAC 224 because you are not blending unless you are using a MAC 224 brush, okay? So I'm going to just place caramel in my crease, which is still such a pretty brown. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so caramel's in the crease. We got our crease color going. Next, I'm going to take Morocco. It was like these two colors were so important to creating any eye look, like, ever. I remember when everyone was just pulling this palette out just for those two. No matter what look, no matter what palette you were using, you had to put these two colors in your crease. And that kind of still bodes true for today, because these are still very popular crease colors. Even if it's not the ABH ones that you are using, you're probably still using something similar, even if it's from another brand. Okay, so I got my two crease colors. I'm working with something here. Now let's go into, I'm going to take another brush, the MAC 217. Again, it was used in every makeup tutorial. And I'm just going to dip into, oh my gosh, my group chat is just going off right now. I'm going to dip into Deep Plum to darken my outer V. This is actually still such a pretty palette. Wow. Yeah, that's really pretty. It's almost like you forget what you have and you have to fall back in love with all the products that you have, because we buy so much as makeup collectors, and it's like, when do we get a chance to really enjoy? That's really pretty. Okay, so I'm gonna go back with my blending brush, and of course, oh, I hope I was in focus, you guys. Go back and blend everything together. Okay, so pretty. Alright, and to even make my outer V even deeper, I'm just going to take the shade LBD, which is that black in the corner, using my same MAC 217 brush. I'm just going to focus the black. Wow, you really forget what you have. This is so pretty. And I'm just going to pack this, and that didn't even take much at all. Okay, now. It's almost like I'm going to start to create my liner with this black. Oh my gosh, yeah, that, whoo, let me find out. Okay, I really have to dig this palette out of my cluster of palettes, and this may have to come back up front. I can't wait for her new palette with ABH. I think I'm going to go back in with that Deep Plum and just kind of touch the crease again so I don't lose that color altogether. Wow, I forgot how beautiful this palette is. Oh my gosh, and I have so many old palettes, so we can do this retro makeup day quite a few times. Alright, so now that that is taken care of, let's go in with, we're going to go ahead and go in with, I'm really torn here what I want to do. I'm so torn. Let me think of everything else that I got to do today. F it. Let's do it. Let's go in with this iridescent purple, and I'm just using a flat brush. I was really torn between the purple and the topaz, but I always do golden, so I'm just going to go ahead and go in with the purple. Very pretty. And it's not too much. It's really just enough. I'm kind of just creating a half cut crease with the shadow itself. Let me flip the brush over And I'm going to take some Deep Plum on the same packing brush and just right where the colors meet, just pack it in to make sure it's seamless. Ooh, okay now. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me do the other eye. I'll be right back. Okay, so now my eyes are pretty much done with the Amrezy ABH first edition palette from so long ago. Okay, so if I'm thinking to retro tutorials and I want to do my eyeliner, I think of Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencils. I feel that these were the go-to before anything else, okay? And I'm actually using the shade Perversion, which is their deep, deep black that they came out with. And I'm going to carefully line my eyes with this. It's been so long since I've used this pencil. Oh my gosh, this was actually kind of new. That's the thing. I buy so much stuff and it sits around, so I feel good that I'm breaking it out the drawers and actually using it. But for however many years it has been sitting in its package, man, this is a good eyeliner. I did a swatch of it on my hand earlier, and it took so much to scrub it off. I'm actually kind of nervous about scrubbing it off my eyes, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. So I don't think I'm going to wing it out. I'm just going to leave it like this. And I think I'm just going to go in with the black again and just touch up that corner. I'm feeling myself. I'm feeling myself. I really like how this came out. Okay, so whether it was necessary or not, you had to have some kind of sparkle. So I'm going to use the Stila Smoky Storm, which is their, what was actually the name of this product? Glitter and Glow liquid eyeshadow, and this just took the world by storm when this came out, and I just had to go. I still have these products. I've actually replaced them. I keep this in my kit, and I just had to pull one out for today, and I know Smoky Storm was one of their OGs. Now, will it go with what I have going on today? I have no idea, but you had to have some glitter. It was like non-negotiable, so I think I'm just going to try to focus it in my inner corner. Maybe a little bit up like that. Like your look is not complete without some freaking glitter. I'm trying to really just keep this focused on the inner part. Okay, that's not bad. Alright, so I need to put on lashes, and I think of my first lash that I absolutely fell in love with, and again, I think this was a really big lash brought to us by Instagram, and that is the House of Lashes Iconic Lashes. Okay, so I actually have some that are already opened that I'm going to put my duo glue on and have it get tacky. So while those are getting tacky and just doing its thing, I'm going to start priming my face. So a primer that I think was one of my first primers, and I actually still love it. I don't use it as much, but it's the Becca Backlight priming filter. It was probably Jaclyn Hill that made this a big deal, but I actually really like this product. Too much came out just now. Let me go ahead and dot that on my face. I actually find that this is a great primer for me, and even though I'm an oily person, this actually gives me a nice glow without messing with all my oils. So let me go ahead and just press that in. Let me zoom you guys out, and we are going to finish the face with our retro tutorial. This is so much fun. This is like shopping in your makeup collection. Okay, I'm gonna zoom you out. I'm loving this. I'm loving this for myself. Whether y'all watch it or not, I'm thoroughly enjoying playing in such great product. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we primed the face. We're good with that. let's go into foundation. Now, I had to sit there and think about foundations and, you know, the Estee Lauder Double Wear or maybe the Marc Jacobs one. There's just so many foundations to use, but I feel like one that all YouTubers were using back in the day was the Makeup Forever Ultra HD, and I am in the shade Y445. Okay, so let me go ahead, because you couldn't just squirt it on your hand or a brush. You had to put it on your face. I actually still do this to this day. I just stripe it on my face. Let me move my hairs out the way. Okay, so now that it's striped on my face, even though I have the Beauty Blender ready to go, y'all remember when Artis took over? This is the original Artis, I believe, 70 brush. Oh my gosh. Oh, what am I saying? The Artis Oval 8 brush. The Oval 7 brush and the Oval 8 brush were like, you need them in your life. This brush was probably like $70, $75. It probably still is. This is the OG one. They now have nicer handles, more reinforced. You still have to kind of hold this up top. But there was a time where everyone was using the Artis brush. And it's actually a really good brush. You actually get your foundation blended really quickly, so it definitely sticks to what it says it's going to do. For sure. That took me like no time at all. This is actually a really good brush. I don't reach for it as much as I probably should. Wow, that was really like no time flat. I'm just blending just out of a habit. This is, wow, okay. Things you forget you love. Thinking of a vintage concealer, everyone uses the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer, but that never worked for me. But when they came out with the Nars Soft Matte, okay, is this the right way? Okay, the Nars Soft Matte Concealer, and this is in the shade Caramel. I love, love, love this concealer. It is so good. I don't reach for it as much, but I do rebuy this product when I run out. I like to keep it in my collection. And I'm just using just any old synthetic brush. This one's from Morphe, to get it onto my face. So of course under the eyes, the chin, and then of course the tree on the forehead, because you're not really doing concealer unless you create the tree on the forehead, and the trunk down the nose, because if you don't, can you really do makeup? Okay, so now that our whole face is covered in concealer, of course you take your Beauty Blender and let's go ahead and get this popping. This is actually a really nice concealer. Okay, let me blend. Alright, and of course I'll be right back. I'm gonna speed through this because this is low-key tedious. Even in today's makeup, blending is tedious. Like your hands start hurting and stuff. Oh Jesus. Alright, be right back. Okay, so the concealer is setting, and I set it with the one and only, I mean a lot of people still use this product, the Airspun, because are you really setting your face if you're not using Airspun? While that's setting the bright areas of my face, to set everything else, I'm going to tap into the Laura Mercier. I remember I was so excited when they made this product, and it's the translucent medium deep, and I was just so happy for this. I mean, so many setting powders are out now, so I don't even really reach for this one anymore. I reach for like my Fenty or something else. But this is a great powder. And I'm just going to go ahead and set the rest of my face with it. Like if makeup could talk, I bet my makeup is like, thank you for finally using me. I've been sitting in the drawer for 3 years. Okay, so now I'm going to sweep away the bake. I do not bake for long, even though I am oily. I will look way too dry if I bake for too long. So I'm just going to sweep away the bake. So now that we are set and good to go, I had to think of a vintage contour to use, and obviously the Shade and Light Kat Von D came to mind, and this is the OG palette. Okay, so I'm going to dig into the deepest two colors, and this is before the contour and the bronzing game expanded, but these two are still pretty good for brown skin. It's winter time, so obviously I have no problem with using it, and you're not contouring unless you make a fish face. This is actually a really good contour product because I like that it's subtle, so you can build it up versus it being stark. I actually really enjoy that. Yeah, a couple things are coming back on my dresser. Yeah, I really like that. Okay, so for blush, when I think of OG blushes, I think of the Nars blushes. Obviously, Orgasm. That's so just, you know what, that's probably what we're going to use. But I think I'm going to mix it a little bit or build it on top of Dolce Vita blush. And this is so pretty, so plummy, and Nars blushes are so pigmented. Like, I probably have too much on my brush right now, because they're so pretty. And I love that Nars has a range of shades for all skin tones. Like, that's gorgeous. Yep. And this is coming back on my dresser top too. I actually really enjoy blush. And right on top, I'm going to take Orgasm because it's only right. It was like the blush of the century. And I'm just going to take a dab and just focus it right on the apples. That's a pretty heavy hand on the blush, but you know what? Oh well. Continuing with going with a heavy hand, let's talk about highlighters, okay? So there's so many options, so many throwback options of highlighter. But of course, I'm gonna dig into the Becca and Jaclyn Hill face palette. I do have, well, first let me show you. So obviously Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop are here, and I do actually have them in the like regular packaging as well. And I'm going to use a brush that everyone was using at one point, and that is the ABH highlight brush. And I'm getting ahead of myself because before you put on the highlight, I need to put on some Fix Plus, because your highlight wouldn't stick unless you have Fix Plus on. Oh, I almost forgot. We need to make this highlight just audacious and obnoxious, okay? So I'm going to use the Cover FX drops. Y'all remember? Oh my gosh, the packaging is so worn away. I can't even like call out what the names are. But I'm going to take some of this. Let me put some on my beauty blender, okay? And start dotting it onto my face, because my blush needs to be obviously out of this world. Or excuse me, my highlight has to be out of this world, because there was no such thing as subtle highlight in vintage YouTube days. And then of course your nose has to glow. Oh my gosh, and my Cupid bow has to be glowing, duh. Okay, so now that I set a base for my highlight with a liquid highlight, now I can go in and add on some Champagne Pop and Prosecco Pop, and I'm just going to go ahead and mix the two. And just glow for, oh my god. We was really out here looking like light bulbs. Like, what on earth? I mean, we still kind of look like light bulbs today. Of course, let me do the nose. Tip of the nose has to be Rudolph. Cupid's bow. Because if the nose highlight can't be seen, the Cupid's bow has to be seen. Before I move on here, oh my gosh, I can't really get over this. I'm getting a little extra. But it's okay. I have to go back and do under the eyes. So I'm just going to probably just take some Deep Plum and blend it right underneath, because your look is not complete without lower eyelid. And then of course take some Morocco, because that has to be popping out as well. You have to see some of that reddish brown. It's imperative. Like, some of these rules were like, these make or break your look. Okay, so lower lashes do need to be done, and I'm going to take the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash. It's still loved, but back in the day, this was like the go-to drugstore mascara. It actually might still be. Now, let's finish off the look with... You know what? I need a couple of things. A couple of things are also imperative. Even though I have glitter in my inner eye, let me still highlight it, because you have to bring the light into your eyes. And then, of course, under the brow, I look straight out of 2015. Like, OMG! Now for the lips, again, I had so many options of things to play with, so I'm going to try to mix a few things. I'm going to start off with Kat Von D Lolita lipstick, which was like a staple. And I'm going to focus this on the outer, almost treating it like a lip liner. Lolita was the perfect pinky brown for all skin tones. So now that Lolita is on, again, I had so many options of things to play with. I'm going to actually take Whirl. I'm just going to build up a little bit. And I'm going to place Whirl now. Still not covering the whole lip. Y'all will see why in a second. Then I'm going to take Peach Stock, which is a super matte. And these last two colors are by MAC, and they're the bullet lipsticks. I'm going to focus Peach Stock in the middle. It's actually a very pretty ombre. And then going on top with Jouer Rose Gold Lip Topper. I remember when these were just the rage. And just focusing that on the center of my lips. And then, of course, I have to set my face with Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. Okay, so let me zoom in. Sorry if the lighting is off in this video. This is the completed look. Okay, guys. Oh my gosh, look at my background. That is so ghetto. Okay, that is the completed look. I hope you all like it. I actually kind of like it. It's a little much on the blush and the highlight, but I'm keeping this very retro YouTube. It was so fun to play in products that we just don't touch as often anymore. Everything is about what's new and what's popping, and brands are releasing things every single day, it seems. And it's almost like, wait a second, let's chill. And let's enjoy what we have, because there's still so many great things. So I hope you enjoyed. I have so many other products that could use being used. So if you want to see another throwback retro YouTube video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, let me know. I love you so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!